Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. This is Blacklist Universe, and I'm here to fix another Concord character. Today we're doing the Duchess. She's a nice old Asian Oriental lady. She wears a cloak and has some funky designs on her coat. I'm gonna do what is probably a pretty drastic redesign on this character. Hopefully she's still recognizable as the Duchess, maybe even look a little more regal, but yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Before we jump into that, allow me 30 seconds to introduce myself. My name is Mike S. Miller, 32-year professional comic book creator, video game concept artist, writer, blah blah blah. I'm the creator of multiple intellectual properties including Imaginaries, Deal with the Devil, Six Gun Samurai, and Lone Star. Available to pre-order at lonestarcomic.com, link in the description below. Our vision here at Blacklist Universe is ultimately to create a multimedia venture to bring quality and ethics back to storytelling. We're tired of the DEI woke agenda ruining every book, comic, game, movie, and TV show, and we're bound and determined to do something about it. If that sounds good to you, then join us by subscribing and maybe even supporting us as a channel member. No one can fight the culture war alone. We're here to fight and to make a difference, and we hope you are too. And one more thing, I do a weekly live stream at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time called Drawn and Quartered, where me and a group of my other professional artist friends get together and draw and chat and have a good time, and we would love for you to join us. Now back to the video. So the character has minor sort of Chinese motifs in her outfit, and that is kind of the direction I wanted it to go. I was keeping in mind that one of her traits or powers, abilities, whatever, is that she is immune to her own explosions, and so I guess that means she's got grenades and whatnot, and so when she makes explosions, she's immune to it. But her costume didn't really give that off, except for the big cloak. The big cloak looked like it was some sort of it looked very padded, right? So I kind of took that general concept and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give her basically shock-proof clothing all the way around. That's not just, you know, arms and legs, or not just pants and shirts and whatnot, but I'm gonna actually give her a cloak and then robe and then skirt and kind of feminize her a little bit while maintaining a utilitarian aspect. And then I kind of focused on giving, amping up the sort of Chinese elements to the character. So I'm trying to work on a dragon, a sort of a Chinese dragon shoulder guard here. It would only be on one side, which is why the other side is kind of folded over. You wouldn't have that kind of, do the asymmetrical things so that you have a more of a unique profile and silhouette, obviously, as we're always going for the unique silhouette on our player characters. So I thought the dragon pauldron, it shouldn't limit her mobility too much, because those are scales, and scales are very flexible and whatnot. And then yeah, I gave her that central belt. It is a double belt, which you can't really see because I covered it up with the grenade webbing and whatnot. And then I researched, Chinese belt buckles, and I found this kind of cool. I didn't do the exact thing, but this sort of a thing with a face with the dragon claws coming and wrapping around it in sort of a yin-yang design. I thought that looked really cool as a centerpiece on her outfit here. And so yeah, I did a kind of a funky little alien tiger face thing I got going on. Hold on a second. And then just a little koi fish, which I think koi is maybe a little more Japanese than it is Chinese, but whatever. It's got that overall oriental adornment feel to it. And then obviously the long sort of oriental tassel thing, which I just personally think is very cool looking. And then mix that together with those grenade webbing. And because if one of her powers is that she, or one of her abilities is that she is impervious to her own explosions, then you got to give her some stuff that explodes, because otherwise she's just holding a little machine gun, and that's fine. She can have a little machine gun, but she's got powers. You want or not powers. She's got attributes, and you want to play up the attributes. You want to know what this character is doing, and by having the sort of bulletproof cloaking, and not bulletproof, but explosion-proof cloaking. And that was the thing. Is like she's impervious to her own explosions, but her head was completely unprotected. And I'm like, well, let's at least give her a hood, right? The hood, it adds to a little bit of mystique. I don't think there's another hooded character in this entire cast, and so I thought this would be a good character to sort of hood up because the cloak protects her from the explosions. All right, so a little form and function at the same time, and then just a really cool dragon pauldron, right? I don't know. I think it looks cool. I got the horns basically pointing in the opposite direction, so she does lift her arm, she's not going to stab herself in the face with it. Then I put the little scales in there, and like I said, scales are very flexible, but they're still armor. Scale armor is a thing. It has been a thing ever since armor has been a thing, basically. So I think that's a pretty decent look, and then, she could be... I mean, obviously, you can make that very bulletproof as well, so it could be a really good extra defense mechanism thing. And gosh darn it, when I first wanted to do this, my mom's Japanese, and she's like 4'10" now. I don't know how short she's getting, but I thought it would be really when I first thought about redesigning this character, I almost wanted it to go Edna mode, and I was thinking, wow, what a cool player character, like an Edna mode, just very small hitbox, very agile, sort of like Yoda in the prequels, right? You have this small, agile, little oriental character. But then I was like, well, that's not really what this character is. But it would be cool. And plus, this is a realistic-based game, so all of the characters are very just realistic, humanoid size. Whereas, like in Incredibles, Ed mode is like 2.5 feet tall, but I thought that would be super cool. So if I was doing, you know what? Maybe if I get around to doing a complete redesign of all of these characters, this character may end up looking more like my mom / Edna mode. My mom actually looks like Edna mode. It's really funny. But I might go that direction with this character. Little boom boom. Call her Cherry Bomb. Forget calling her Duchess. What is Duchess? Why are you going to... You have an Oriental character. Asian for you who follow the modern political correctness. I'm Japanese. My mom says Oriental, so I say Oriental. Yeah. Why? What about Duchess? Do they have dukes and duchesses in China? In Taiwan? In Japan? In anywhere in the Orient? Is there dukes and duchess? So I didn't understand the name. None of the naming makes sense in this game anyways, so maybe I should not focus on that. Anyway, here comes the silhouette. Oh, banger. That silhouette really does nail it. You can obviously tell who this character is. And so once again, I'm using the base purple color that the original costume design uses, although mine is a little bit more saturated because the costume designs in here are so desaturated. Everything is very boring and milquetoast. So I'll give it a little bit of that comic book high hue, high saturation, ripe coloration. So yeah, there you go. Hey guys, I want to take a second here and mention something. I noticed the algorithm is sort of tailoring down on the Concord stuff, or either that, or it was my live stream from last night that sort of tailored down the... I just noticed after last night, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for everybody who is subscribing. If you want to join the community, please hit that subscribe button. Or join us in the Discord. The Discord link is in the description as well as my comic book. Anyways, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to squeeze the rest of these out because there's only, after this, like 4 more characters to do. So I can maintain the 4 more characters. I don't know that we're going to be banging as hard as we have been. I mean, I screamed up to 10,000 subs really quickly. But yeah. Open to other suggestions for other hot topic stuff that's poorly designed that I can make for you, the audience, let me know in the comments section below. Meanwhile, getting back to my coloring, once again, the tint tone hue. You've got your basic hue, you've got your tone layer, and you've got your tint layer. I drop my tones in, aka my shadows, and then I go in and I select out where I think the lighting highlights come from. I know if you've watched all my videos, you've heard me say that probably 11 times now, but it is what it is. Every video is someone's first video, and if this is your first video, welcome to Blacklist Universe. My name is Mike, and I want to be your friend. No, so yeah, here we go. Dropping in the white highlight, the tint layer it is referred to, and then just deselecting out so that we do have that tritone sort of animated anime feel to the coloring. And once again, if I'm doing a fully rendered comic book style coloring thing, I will obviously go way more in depth into my coloring. This is just to get the general form and structure into a visual language that is easy to understand and easy to appreciate. A lot of people are saying they actually like this coloring style in the comments, and if you do, hey, let me know. That's great. I do like this coloring style. It's a very good sort of shorthand, and I've been actually doing a lot of well, I'm not allowed to talk about that project. Never mind. I am working on other projects individually. So here I go in with what we call flatting. Flatting is the most boring part of doing any kind of comic book art, or coloring for that matter, where you're just going around, you're selecting the different areas that have to be different colors, and just dropping that base color in there. I'm trying to balance out the yellows against the purple because they are complementary colors, which makes them really, tie together very nicely. But you do want to have a nice sprinkling throughout, so it's not, your eye doesn't just rest in one place while you're doing these color selects. The grenades obviously gonna have a little bit of that yellow tone too, so I just think right now there's just a very large mass of purple, so it's got to be broken up. I've got to find some way to break that up without relying on just the complementary colors. So here I go in and I just cut out areas that I think if I just desaturate, just tone all the way down to gray, that's a good way to have a tertiary color, or I guess color hue, that isn't conflicting with either of the complementary colors. It breaks it up, it gives your eye places to go, places to rest from the the onslaught of purple that I have created here. So here I'm doing the interior of the cloak, a different color, gray. Oh no, I went with gold, didn't I? Oh man, yeah, I forgot I did that. That does look good. And then here was a thought I had. It's like, maybe I should do a big white thick accent on the, and then I'm like, it's just too bright, it's too much. So I backed off on that, and I went back to the complementary yellow or gold. And actually this is yellow because I brightened up the gold a little bit. And I can drop those little accents just all over the character and just really do a simple breakup of that, the base color, and then I went back in and did some highlights with that yellow as well. But yeah, keeping it simple, but keeping the general color solid, and then, a little bit of red here, there, just splish splash, and then draw your eye around the character with the red. I think that little accent really did kind of, it kicked the whole thing up just a little bit of a notch for me. If you disagree, you're free to say so in the comment section. I thought a little bit of red on the grenades would help, and then even bring it down. I wanted something on the foot, so I just made the tips of the foot red, and I think that really, really drew it all together. And I was really, really happy with that. Just going in now and adding some final gleams on the gold and the metallic portions of the costume design, and I think it's a good redesign. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this one. Is it my favorite? No, I think the Space Cowboy is still my favorite, but I think this one came out alright. I hope it doesn't look too Assassin's Creed. I know, oh my gosh, he's got a hood and a cape. It's Assassin's Creed. Well, no, I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe I should redesign Assassin's Creed. I have no idea. All right, let's go do the side-by-side so you in the audience can tell me which you prefer, the original or my redesign. Let me know. And then once again, here are a few color choices if you wanted to hit that select screen while you're playing and select different color variations. There you go. And that's about it for this redesign of the Duchess from Concord. I hope you enjoy this content. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comments. As I mentioned before, it really does help the algorithm. Let's help keep Concord pumping, because this has been really good for my channel. It's been a whole lot of fun. I hope you've been having fun too, and hopefully I will see you on the next video.